If it's like breakfast time, don't know what to do. Bread, it's there. It's in the cupboard. Butter that baby up. Jam,
I'm with you.
peanut butter. Oh, in a toasty? Jesus.
Yeah, that is a pretty banging combination.
That is banging, but the jam turns molten. I'll tell you that much.
Yeah.
That will hurt you.
I know that from experience.
If you don't, like, take care of it, if you don't love it, like it was your own son, it will hurt you in ways you didn't anticipate. Like Heat, the Michael Mann movie, also good. Just as good as a ham and... no, just as good as a jam and peanut butter toasty. You could watch that while you're eating that.
Yeah,
It's a good
could.
combo.
Sounds gross.
Heat on heat.
It's a long movie. You could probably have a few of those.
Yeah. You wouldn't survive. But
No. Right.
all right. Okay. Here's a good intro. Fucking hell. What's wrong with you? I'm autistic. Welcome to the Sunday Movie Marathon. I'm the autistic kid from The Exorcist II, the Heretic.
I'm Chris.
I'm the other autistic person from The Exorcist III.
What?
I don't know, they mentioned it again in The Exorcist III, so
Did they? Oh.
I thought it was funny.
Shows how much I was paying attention to that one.
There was that line that was like, oh, they have Alzheimer's or autism. That's it.
Mhm. Oh, okay.
The only two conditions in the
The
hospital.
two A's.
The two
Yeah.
A's. You don't want to get saddled with either of them. You do not want that.
This is insane. This
Yeah.
episode already needs to get in the bin.
If you grew up in the 90s, your mum always told you never to succumb to the two A's. And they went out and they made like a roadside assistance business out of it.
Or the other IA.
all the other double A's, yeah,
Mm.
and a battery type. God, it's everywhere. It's literally everywhere.
Place for
epic.
alcoholics.
Yeah.
That was
Why
the
is
other AA.
everything called AA?
Mm.
They're all autistic and have Alzheimer's probably. Anyway, so yeah, have I done everything? Yeah. Okay. Sure.
Yeah,
So
yeah.
how have we been?
Yeah,
Not bad.
not bad, yeah.
Feels like we've not done this in ages.
When did we
No.
last do this?
It's like a good 3 or 4 weeks ago, I think.
Good month. Yeah.
Yeah.
Something like that.
Was it?
Don't really
Yeah, because
remember.
we recorded a couple episodes early, I think.
Holy shit.
And then obviously this episode's like a couple weeks late anyway.
Yeah.
Oh.
Well, I did one, I guess.
Yeah.
Chestnut.
Just a short little one.
Good old little chestnut.
Yeah.
I keep thinking his name was Chester. I don't know why.
No, it's Chestnut.
It's in the
Duh.
name of the movie.
It's in the name of the movie.
I know.
Chestnut
I don't know
Hero
where
Central
Chester kept
Park.
coming from, yeah.
There's a woman in that movie who is like Mexican or whatever.
Mm.
And she keeps calling him Cheese Newt.
Cheese newt.
She says, Cheese Newt. I'm like, whoa.
I like that.
This- you couldn't do that these days.
Cheese.
And that's where modern filmmaking has gone down the shitter.
Yeah.
Don't make them like they used
You
to.
just can't make fun of Spanish people anymore. It's pretty annoying.
What do you mean it's annoying? What do you mean by that?
Look, I'm sort of double A'd up here, so okay. So just give me a break, all right?
Sure.
Yeah, that's that. I saw a
Thanks. Oh,
movie the other day. It was called
Yeah.
Immaculate. It just
yeah,
came
sure.
out.
Mhm.
Everyone's like, "Oh, this one's something." I don't know what people are saying about it. Didn't care.
I think it's literally just come out, so I don't know if anyone's
I-
really said anything yet.
I've
No.
not even heard about this movie.
Well, then I'm going to be the first person ever to say anything about this movie.
Go ahead.
Groundbreaking stuff on the Sunday movie marathon this week.
Yeah, we're bringing you the important
Well,
ones, the important movies that come out, and you're like, "Whoa, what do they think about that?" Who
Oh,
knows?
I've always wanted to know what all three of these guys
Yeah.
think.
It's a horror movie. I went to see it because I didn't want to stay at home. Because I got, the fear. So I went out, popped on a little low roar, went to the cinema, and then I was watching Immaculate all the way through. I didn't even go to the toilet or anything. I watched every single second of it. It's Sydney Sweeney one. She's on it, in it, on it, all over it. She's everywhere.
She is everywhere. She was in Madame Web, which we watched the other day.
Yeah, she's blowing up these days.
Oh, yeah.
How was that? Fuck.
Oh.
Surprised you didn't talk
Yeah,
about
pretty
that.
bad. Don't really remember.
No,
it,
we
to be
don't really.
honest.
But I was. so far gone that the movie was just like, honestly, it was really funny. Like, I actually do recommend it just to laugh at it.
Yeah, I remember finding it funny, but
I don't remember anything about it, like details wise. Like, I don't even remember how it ended or anything. I really don't remember.
I think we ended up just chatting for most of it.
Yeah.
Not really paying attention.
Yeah, it was more like commentary over the top of it. Like, God, no wonder Dakota, what's her name, didn't want to watch this over. Like, this is terribly acted. Like, everything's hilarious. Yeah, it was bad.
Nice. Yeah. And that's been my review of Immaculate. So it was fine. It was good, actually. One to kill an hour and a half. That's all it is. Like an hour and a half.
Yeah.
Feels like an hour and a half. It's in and it's out. If you like Sydney Sweeney, I guess go watch it. I don't know. She's good. She's all right. It's not like a performance that, or like a character that sticks out, really. It's just, it's fine. It's fine for what it is. If you like, you know, blood and nipples, this is the movie for you.
I'm in.
Yeah, exactly. Go see it.
Fuck this, I'm going to see it.
Yeah. There's a lot of blood and a lot of nipples. It's like she gets like an immaculate conception. She has a baby, but she's like, oh, I didn't even have sex, I swear. And they're like, wow, this is like some sort of god shit. She goes to like a nunnery. I'm not explaining this very well. She goes to a nunnery. She's like, I love God. And now I'm in Italy. Teach me the ways of the nun. And all the nuns are like, well, we all speak Italian and you sort of don't speak Italian, so fuck you. She makes one friend who she hates. And then she gets pregnant and everyone's like, whoa, you all like sort of a virgin still. And she's like, I am. I swear I'm a virgin. I promise I'm a virgin. And they're like, you're one of us now. We like you. Because you're going to bring us the next one of those. The next one of those. Whatever that last one was called, it's going to be like that one.
Jesus 2.
Yeah, it's going to be like Jesus 2.
Right,
the sequel.
Right, I've got you, yeah.
Wasn't Jesus like Jesus 2 though? Because he sort of came back.
Yeah, so
he
Jesus 3.
Jesus 3.
Jesus cubed.
He was sort of like that guy in Misfits. Yeah, he was like Misfits before Misfits.
Okay.
So this is like Jesus 3. They're like, we're getting Jesus 3 now. And it's like whatever. It's like fun. It's not funny, but it's like it's a nice time.
Yeah, it seems kind of funny.
It's a bit funny, yeah.
Yeah.
There's like doesn't end how you would. Well, I guess it does sort of end how you expect it to end. You sort of following this girl. She's like, oh, not much to her. It's like, damn, there's like stuff going on. These guys are weird. These guys are maybe they're not that great. The nuns. I'm like, oh man, I love nuns. I just sung their praises in that last episode about Chestnut and the nuns.
They betrayed you.
Yeah, the nuns betrayed me, and what's more, they betrayed Sydney Sweeney because she was like, I thought you guys were chill, and they're like, guess what, motherfucker, we're not chill. We're Italian.
we're not chill. We're Italian.
Yeah. Well, I'm not gonna like spoil it or anything.
Okay.
I don't think there's like loads to spoil. It's just like, I think it goes where you want it to go. It's sort of towards the end of it when things are like popping off. She gets a bit angry and she's like, right, to make this seamless at all. But Chris's mic fucked up royally. And we started singing Careless Whisper. So where the fuck was I? Yeah, and it all goes...
Nuns.
Huh? Shut the fuck up about the nuns, man. I know about the nuns. That's the whole goddamn movie is nuns.
He's just trying to find out where he was in the space of thought, you know?
And they're all like, damn, Sydney, we're nuns or whatever. And in the end, she's like, I'm sick and tired of nuns. I'm out of here. And they're like, you can't leave. This is like Italy or whatever. We've invested too much time in your womb, Sydney.
Oh, yeah, because they were like, we have no chill. Yeah. We're Italians.
Not bothered about spoiling it anymore because Chris annoyed me with his nun comment. But yeah, it's not much to be spoiled. It's just it goes where you would expect it to go, but it's still fun enough, you know. With all the gore and the blood and the mayhem and the nipples, of course.
And the nipples.
That's actually what you want from a horror movie.
Yeah.
To be honest,
yeah.
I'm not even going to deny it.
You can get some absolute shit from horror movies these days. This ain't one of those.
Okay, that's good. Yeah.
It's done well enough. I recommend it.
Yeah, worth a watch.
Worth one watch.
Yeah, only once.
Only once.
Okay.
Sort of. Yeah.
Sort of.
And I saw it like 2 days ago. I'm not too hot on it. I don't remember it all that much, but it's yeah, go and take your friends and your family and your cousins to see it, whatever.
I'll just wait till it goes out on streaming, I think.
Okay. Yeah, I'm not your boss. I don't even care what you do. This one's getting a fucking 6 nipples out of 10 from me. Fucking great.
Woohoo!
Thanks, Immaculate. Cool. Right. In the sort of same vein of gore and nipples, we got a marathon that we did yesterday.
Mm.
It was all about what Chris wanted this week. So what did you want and what did we do? Take it away.
My announcing all the movies.
Do we want?
Go for it, yeah. Live your dreams.
Sure.
It's a very loose format we've got here.
Yeah, like just do what you want. We're a do what you want kind of podcast.
So yeah, we got rid of the wheel, so this is the first one where we're all picking him.
I missed the noise.
So I picked for my first marathon pick, the Exorcist Trilogy. See, The Exorcist is my favourite movie, so we've not talked about it before, so I thought it was about time we got on that. So,
okay.
Yeah, cool. Yeah, sure.
Yeah.
First one, directed by William Friedkin, based on a book by William Peter Blatty from 1973, The Exorcist. The movie's about a young girl who gets possessed and about this priest who comes in to help her.
He comes in.
Yeah, he comes in.
Sickening
It's like
bastard.
he's on a fucking rap track.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Suddenly, Karis comes in.
Featuring Priest
Yeah.
Man. Yeah.
Obviously, there's a lot
So you
more
got some
to it.
bars to lay down.
And he did.
And he
Trust
truly
me.
did. He laid down those bars
Oh,
swiftly.
it was like poetry.
Obviously, there's a lot more to it than that. It's also about Karis losing his faith and struggling with losing his mum. It's kind of a family drama as well with this actress Chris McNeil and having to see her daughter suffer and that sort of thing.
I thought, like, you said family drama, and I was like, yeah, like Paddington or something.
Yeah.
It's a
It's like
family
that.
drama.
You
Fun
could
for
double
all.
bill these things.
Fun for all.
Yeah. It's one of the classics, obviously.
Yeah.
Duh.
Saw it like a couple of years ago in the cinema. I think we saw the extended edition, and
Yeah, we saw it, didn't we? Yeah.
we saw it.
I
Yeah,
thought it was last year. Was it longer
No.
than that?
No,
Holy
it was
shit.
the year before last.
Damn.
definitely not last year. We didn't do shit last year.
No, they showed it at number 6 and I bought a ticket and then didn't go because I couldn't be bothered.
Cool.
Well, at least someone's funding the local cinemas.
Yeah, you can buy tickets and you don't even have to show up. That's
Yeah.
a little life hack for you.
Yeah,
Support your local scene. Just give them money. You don't have to consume anything.
true.
It's good. I like it. It's a good movie.
Yeah. Pretty solid classic, really, isn't it?
Yeah, you can't go wrong.
Yeah, it does what it does.
That's what it does.
I can't explain
Yeah.
that any
It's better
further.
than those like other ones that are sort of, well, like the slashers at the time. I think
Oh,
that are like
yeah.
just horror for the horror's sake. At least it's like
Yeah.
I appreciate that it's saying something. Appreciate that there's more to look into.
Yeah, it's definitely like I'm not really big into like possession, sort of like supernatural versions of like, well, not versions, what you call it, like themes in horror movies because I don't find it all that interesting for the most part. But
Because for the most part, it's not.
yeah, that's what I mean. At least, at least this one actually, I don't know. It's never boring, is it? Like you're watching
No,
it
this
and
is the
you're
one.
in it. Yeah, this is the only
This is the one to
innit?
measure all other possession movies by.
Yeah.
Dare I say
agree.
all other horror movies? Dare I say all
Yeah.
other movies?
Perhaps, yeah,
It's fucking good.
it is. It's great.
Yeah, I think like you got loads of possession movies came out afterwards, but I feel like this kind of just perfected the formula. But
Yeah,
at
no
least
one's
in
done it
terms
right
of like the
since.
horror bit, because although it is a horror movie, I feel like a large chunk of it is basically just the drama. It's like about these characters and this struggle between like good and evil and stuff. The horror part isn't actually, I think, the main chunk of the movie, but it's very effective when it is there, and I think it's just so well crafted and so like creepy and terrifying that I feel like it's just one that every other possession, every horror movie have tried to copy.
Yeah, it is scary. It's a scary fucking movie. I don't say that about a lot of horror movies because a lot of them are not. It takes a lot to make a movie scary. It's got the atmosphere. It's got characters you care about. So it's inherently, if something bad's going to happen to them, it's more scary if it's happening to people you care about. It's like a real vibe, mood type one with a mad atmosphere. And when the horror happens, you're like, that was crazy. That was scary, man. I'm shivering in my boots. But it's got some of like the freakiest stuff in any movie, I think. I guess it's easy to say that because it's like one of the best ones, or like one of the most famous ones. But it genuinely is like really freaky. All the stuff like with the like the actual exorcism that goes on in the movie is like disgusting and like horrifying. I enjoy it more when it's like paired with this, the character drama, and especially like the character of Karras, who I think is like just super interesting. And he's dealing with a lot of shit. He's dealing with his faith. He's dealing with his mother. He's trying to claw his way back to some sort of semblance of the self, but and he's got to deal with this like freaky child who's possessed and thrown up on him. And
she is a very freaky child.
Telling him that his mother is in hell and they know where she is. And it's like, whoa, it's crazy. A lot of it is like disputing the idea of possession. A lot of it is like, it's not, probably not, is it? Like, come on, that's stupid. We don't do that anymore. That don't happen anymore. No, not these days. We just call them the double A these days.
The classic double A.
I like the progression of it as it goes into more like we know it's probably definitely possession, but like not everybody else is like, it's probably not though, is it? Like, let's be
probably
real.
Not.
Get a fucking grip, guys. But I like the progression of it as it sort of gets to that third act, and where it really ramps up, and everyone's like, "Oh, maybe we were wrong."
I think she might
it's
be
one
possessed.
thing to shake a bed about, but it also the rest of this stuff, I don't know about that. Or like the stuff about like speaking in tongues. That's such a great scene with like the backwards talking, and like I especially love that scene where he like goes back to the lab. He's like, "What language is this, Clements?" And he's like, "Oh man, it's English, you dummy." It's like, what? It's just backwards English. It's like, that's so cool. It's so interesting.
Yeah, I think this film's like filled with a lot of really like inventive and cool ideas like that.
Yeah.
Like a lot of really like crazy, really memorable, like famous imagery like that, like the exorcism scene at the end, like the power of Christ compels you, that line, which is great.
Those were the bars that he was saying.
Bars,
those were the bars.
There's also things like the scene where she like masturbates with the crucifix, which is like
genuinely
really
disgusting.
Horrifying, disgusting stuff.
It really is. It really is grim.
It's so like famous and like recognised with this movie.
Yeah, it's I don't know if I like that scene or if I don't like that scene. It's very disturbing, but mostly because like, I don't know, like you got a child to do that. A child is doing that, and it's like really weird. I don't know. Obviously, Freakin was a fucking mad guy. Obviously, he was like
a mad lad,
he was a
isn't he?
weirdo, absolute menace, making people do
locked up.
a lot of weird stuff.
Yeah,
like filming the exorcism in a fridge. He just did that
in a fridge.
Pretty sure he filmed it in a fridge. Yeah,
yeah. It basically was a fridge. It was really, really cold. So like their like breath and stuff that you can see, that's like all real and everything.
That is mad. What a mad guy. That doesn't surprise me though.
He did stuff like he fired guns on the set to like scare people. He like smacked one of the actors so their like hand would be shaking and they'd look like really frightened. Like towards the end, he was doing a lot of crazy shit like that.
Yeah.
That is wild behaviour.
Yeah, I don't condone it. You don't need to do that.
No, like I know you wanted to make your movie amazing, but did you have to do that?
It seemed like the whole thing was a pretty like chaotic, troubled production. I think like at one point the entire set burnt down. They had to just like build it all from scratch.
God damn, cursed movies for real.
Yeah.
It is cursed.
Yeah, well, there's that whole episode of that.
That's it, cursed movies, yeah.
Like, I think a few people died like while making it as well.
What?
Like, just obviously not related to the movie. They just happened to die. But
okay.
Yeah,
you could say that about fucking anything.
Yeah,
true. Yeah, was it that movie? Or it might be a different one, but I thought like a bunch of people got like the same type of cancer or something. I could be thinking of a different one.
No, I think that was Stalker.
That's so weird.
Yeah. But they make their art. You can't critique them for that. They made it.
No, you're not wrong. You are not wrong.
Prefer them all to be alive or whatever, but whatever.
I think William Friedkin had a heart attack while making it as well, if I'm not mistaken.
Too scared by his own design.
Yeah. Mad lad goes on his own, yeah. Like he looked in a mirror.
Yeah. God damn. Oh.
Obviously, it's like based on a novel by the screenwriter William Peter Blatty.
Mm-hmm.
They pretty much just took his novel, and I think William Friedkin just like ripped out pages and like crossed things out and was like, right, this is what we're doing. So it's pretty much almost identical. I think it's just like a power to just how like great a writer he was. There's some fantastic writing throughout, I think.
It is, yeah. I love it. I think it's like so interesting. And it rewards the old multiple watch test as well.
It does, yeah. Like
just gets better.
It's pretty great.
It's all pretty great, yeah. I wasn't really in the mood to watch 3 movies yesterday. I'll be real. So
no, I got that vibe.
Yeah.
No, I felt it. I really did.
This was getting on my nerves a bit, but
I was half asleep.
It's a testament to this movie that it's still really good. Anyway, just maybe got let down with the other ones. So just keep that in mind.
Yeah, that's a
this one's just
there.
always good. Put this on. I'll be like a dad who like sees The Exorcist is on TV and just sort of stands there in the corner just watching it with my arms crossed. Well, this is.
That just reminded me of one of your parties, to be fair, just standing there watching it.
Yeah, we did that.
No sound on, just subtitles.
A couple of movies you could do that with. This might be one of them.
That is true.
Yeah. God. I don't know why they get like... Well, I do like the character of Merrin, this like old priest guy.
Good old
But
Merrin.
I don't know why like they say, we'll get this guy in. He just did an exorcism in Africa and it lasted like months and it nearly killed him. And then he's like, yeah, okay, I'll do that again. Sure.
Yeah, like, why would you do that?
Well, I think he's just like devoted his life to that sort of thing.
Wouldn't be me.
No.
Yeah, like, it nearly killed me. Yeah, okay, round 2.
No, thanks.
I think in the book, the exorcism goes on for like weeks and weeks and weeks, but obviously they can't really show that in the movie.
No. Well,
they could try, but
it's probably not going to be as effective. I think
it's really effective how they've just kind of cut it down. But they do also kind of hint at it potentially have taken a long, long time.
Yeah.
A couple bits throughout where they'd like take breaks and rests and stuff.
Mm-hmm. They pulled an all-nighter for this one.
Yeah.
Has to happen at night as well. None of these ever happen in like daytime.
Yeah, you never have a nice sunshine come through the window.
It's never like August.
Yeah. Always December or something. Yeah.
The demon doesn't work in the light.
No.
That's very profound. That's like a proverb or something, isn't it?
It's like a profound proverb.
Yeah.
Straight from profound at all.
Straight from the Bible.
Bars from the Bible. We really enjoy like all the sound design as well, especially with the like the demon noises, all the stuff they're able to do with the voice.
Yeah, it's kind of
really
creepy.
Like revolutionary stuff. What they were doing, like they just went crazy with the sound effects.
Pretty wild.
They were doing shit like putting like bees in glasses and shaking them around and like weird stuff like that just to create ambient sounds in the background.
Yeah.
Could you imagine how pissed off them bees must have been? Yeah.
There's not enough to torture your casting crew.
Now we're torturing little animals. Yeah. Little animals.
Little baby animals. Yeah. Little baby bees.
Save the bees.
There's also like really great music throughout. It's used very sparingly. There's not really a lot in the way of a score, but like when it is there, it's like really eerie and creepy, and I think it's just used very, very effectively.
Yeah, because like I think it's too easy to just put music in the back of something to like make a fake atmosphere. Do you know what I mean?
Here the atmosphere's real. Like it's not even like fake real for the movie. It's just straight up real.
Well, yeah, he's slapping people on set. He's made it real. Like that's.
He's living the movie he's creating.
She was really possessed. For real.
That's authenticity, baby.
Mm-hmm.
I also really loved like the usage of that Tubular Bells song throughout.
Mm-hmm. It's you can hear it in your mind. It just slaps.
Yeah, it's very iconic.
Yeah,
and it's obviously it was a piece of music that existed for like a good year or two before the movie. I think it's just mad that they took it, used it in this movie, and now it's just, like synonymous with like horror.
Yeah.
Now it's a scary song.
Yeah.
That is. I mean, it is kind of scary to be fair.
He makes some scary music, that guy.
Yeah.
Oh, Mike.
Mike.
No.
Lovely.
Really great special effects as well that I think have held up quite well, and like great makeup. Like
I like the Nickelodeon goo.
Yeah.
The Ghostbuster slime, yeah.
It's got to be slimed.
It's like pea soup, I think they use.
Yeah.
It looks really gross.
It looks disgusting.
It does. That is soup. I'd never have it, yeah.
Never want to eat pea soup, ever.
To be fair, I've had pea soup and it's grim.
And there's like great moments like that scene where like after like she's masturbating with the crucifix where like all the furniture's flying around and then like a head twists. I think that scene is so like it's fucked up.
Fucking cracking the neck.
Gross.
Sound like design and just like the effects are just so effective and so like they held up really well.
Yeah. I was thinking though, like you can't twist the girl's neck around and she's fine. That's not how it works.
No, definitely not.
Can't do that. Okay, you're using this body as like a conduit
Yeah,
to like possess it. You can't snap their neck and then like afterwards be like, oh, it's been exercised.
Yeah, no, biology
She's
doesn't
fine.
matter
She's
now.
okay.
Yeah.
It's like, what? What are you talking about? She's dead.
Yeah,
she is dead.
Biology doesn't exist.
Well, the effects with like the scarring on her stomach as well, where it says like "help me."
Oh,
Yeah, that's horrible.
gross.
Amazing.
And even like during the exorcism scene where they're like throwing holy water and like her skin's
It's
like
like splitting
ripping.
open.
It's horrible.
Loved it. Love that. Love all that.
Horrendous stuff.
Awesome. I love all that whole sequence where like Karras tells the demon to go into him and he like chucks himself out the window. Oh god, that whole thing was amazing. Seeing him fall down those stairs. What they do is chuck a guy down the stairs.
Probably, yeah.
Yeah, let's be real. Probably was real. Such a long shot as well. It was just like it just didn't end.
Yeah.
He just never stopped. He
He wasn't even dead when he reached the bottom.
Yeah.
So what?
Died slowly. It's horrible.
Poor guy.
Lovely.
I think even like the way the movie's like shot, something I noticed this time is just how much like handheld like photography there is. Like it always feels like the camera's just moving. It never feels like static or straight or anything.
No, it's good to convey momentum. Like you're never keeping still. There's always something. It'll always keep you on the edge of your seat in that way. Always have that bit of tension there. Lovely stuff. I like the piss scene. That's cool.
Yeah.
That's iconic.
Yeah, how did I forget?
You forgot the piss scene. Oh man, that's good. You're gonna die up there and just pisses on the floor. Oh, that's iconic.
Yeah, that is great. One of the bits they parodied in Scary Movie too.
Oh, great. Yeah, of course they would.
Yeah, sounds about right.
I think my favourite like sequence in the movie might be like the opening Iraq sequence. Like where he's just staring down this massive statue of Pazuzu and there's like dogs fighting and like really loud, like quite discordant sound effects and music going on. It's just so eerie and quite creepy. I think it's just a good like mood setter for the movie.
Oh yeah, definitely. Made me want like a prequel movie about his time in like Africa as well. But yeah.
Well, boy, have I got a movie for you.
What do you mean? No, I don't think you do, because you said that like before, and I don't think you do still.
But,
no, they made like 2 prequels.
Oh, really?
Where it's him like in Africa.
Oh, all right. Is it good?
No.
No, I'll take a pass on that.
One of them was directed by Paul Schrader, though.
Oh, okay. He's okay.
Well, that movie's not. So.
No, Paul. Oh, all right. Well, one of my favourite scenes in this that's not in this, it's in the director's cut, is when she like does like the crab down the stairs.
Oh my god, that bit is actually incredible. That's what I was thinking about when it's like, oh, do you want to watch the film version or the other version? I was like, oh, but she does that weird thing on the staircase.
Yeah.
It's creepy.
Cool.
I hadn't seen that. We went to see it in the cinema the other year, and I didn't know that happened. So when it happened, I was like, it was horrifying.
It's pretty gross.
It's so good.
Yeah.
It stays in your mind because I know it's in mine. Like whenever someone goes, yeah, that other cut of it, and I'm like, yep.
Yeah.
It's the first thing I think of.
The director's cut is quite weird because there's like, I think 2 or 3 scenes that they added in which are like really, really good. But then a lot of what's been added in is like, he's like cutting like the demon's face like into random shots. Like it's like a bit where it just shows up on a stovetop and like there's a few bits where you can see like the statue is just a silhouette like in the darkness, and it's just like quite cheesy and silly, and I think it kind of takes away from it a bit.
That is
annoying.
Kind of funny.
Yeah, it's kind of funny.
Not funny.
I don't want to laugh at this movie. I want to be like, oh my god, no. Yeah, good stuff.
Yeah, the crab will do it.
Yeah, the crab
will do it. Yeah, we'll rate this one out of crabs.
Woohoo!
We get into ratings then.
If you want more to say?
No, not really. I wanted to, like I said to you earlier, I wanted to spend today like coming up with notes and shit, but I just didn't have time.
No time.
Crab.
Cool.
I feel like if I had sat down and thought about it long enough, I could probably say quite a lot more about this. But
oh yeah,
I imagine he probably has like, I don't know, like an essay, like fucking keynotes.
Yeah, right.
On this movie, yeah. Not
next,
right now.
Next YouTube video.
Okay.
Okay, we'll wait on that one. Yeah.
Wait. Obviously, this is a classic. Like I said, it's my favourite movie. It's one I never get tired of. Every time I see it, I just like find new things that I appreciate about it, and I feel like it's like a very different experience every time I watch it somehow. And I quite appreciate that about it. That's why I think I never get sick of it. Yeah, 10 crabs out of 10.
Woo! It's good stuff. I've seen it a few times now. I appreciate it. Looks really amazing as well. We watched 4K, so that was a real treat. Yeah.
Yeah, my first time watching it as well.
Yeah, nice. It's one of the greats. 10 crabs out of 10.
I just wanted to watch you guys both drink at the same time. It'd be glorious.
Does that get you going?
It does. You're welcome. Yeah, I don't really have much else to say. It's just it's a good classic romp. Recommend to all, and to all a good 9 crabs out of 10.
Nice. Good romp. Good Exorcist romp.
Yeah, a good family drama.
It's sort of like Paddington 2 in that way.
I get, yeah.
It was getting the vibes.
Bit like that jail marmalade scene.
Jail marmalade, yeah.
Yeah, but much worse.
But like, yeah. That's what this movie lacked, actually.
Yeah, just, marmalade.
Marmalade and prison.
True. Anyway, 4 years later, they did it again.
No.
Exorcist II, The Heretic, directed by John Borman, a director who hated the original movie, but signed on to make the sequel anyway.
Always a good start.
Oh, you did not just say that.
William Friedkin and William Peter Blatty originally signed on to do a sequel, but they just couldn't come up with any ideas. So they dropped out.
Cool, great.
Think Linda Blair agreed to do it if the script was good. She was given a script which she liked, signed up to do it, and then apparently they rewrote it. And at that point, she was contractually obligated, so she couldn't leave it.
Oh, that's rude. That's really rude.
So what is this movie about?
You tell me.
Yeah, I'm still trying to figure it out. Yeah,
it's a heretic.
So years later, Reagan's there again. She's
there
having nightmares, and there's some like guys that can like go into her dreams or some shit.
Okay, well, like Freddy Krueger.
No, yeah, Dream Warrior more type
Inception,
shit.
No.
Okay.
Right. Yeah. No.
Yeah, I'll be honest. I have no clue what happens in this movie.
Literally, it was like
the letterbox description says bizarre nightmares plague Reagan McNeil 4 years after her possession and exorcism. Has the demon returned? And if so, can the combined faith and knowledge of a Vatican investigator and a hypnotic research specialist free her from its grasp?
No, is the answer. Absolutely not.
We were trying to find out what happened to that guy as well.
What guy?
Fucking so-and-so from the first movie.
With Damien or the other one? Merrin.
Yeah.
Yeah, this guy comes in to kind of investigate it.
Mm-hmm. Did he find out?
I don't think he did.
Nothing gets resolved in this, really.
No, this just kind of comes full circle, really.
They go to find this guy who was exorcised by Merrin years ago, and he's played by James Earl Jones. And he's just kind of there for like a scene. Doesn't really do anything.
No, he didn't really. I forgot he was in this.
Yes, I'll be honest.
You forgot that he turned into a lion.
He turned into a lion?
There's that bit where he like...
Lion?
Where like you're following the locust POV and it like zooms in and he comes out of his hut and he roars and it cuts to a lion.
Oh right, yeah, I forgot about the locust POV. No, it was a leopard.
What are you talking?
It was something.
Like
how high are we?
A ball out of his mouth. He was like, "I'm like a leopard or something."
Oh, I remember that bit because I was like, "That looks like something out of Poor Things."
Yeah, there is a bit where he comes out and just roars and it cuts to a cat of some kind.
Nah, what on earth? I don't remember that.
Yeah,
Sorry.
You weren't paying attention.
Fucking clearly. There wasn't a lot to pay attention to be honest. It was quite a hard watch.
It was a hard
drag.
watch.
But Woman lives up to the name. My God.
This was boring, man.
Yeah, it's a very odd movie. You can tell it's directed by someone who doesn't like the original because he didn't even like try to make it similar to the original.
Yeah, it's not even close.
While I kind of appreciate that he like did try to make something completely different, I just don't think what he's made really works. It's just a bit too weird. Doesn't really seem to have any focus.
It doesn't even really seem related in any way.
Pretty nonsensical. Nothing really makes any sense. It's just like a load of shit going on that eventually just ends.
Yeah, it's really bizarre. Really, really bizarre.
I was really angry with it.
Yeah, I could see the life leave your body every 5 seconds.
Really upsetting, actually. Like, really viscerally upsetting to watch this. So I don't know. It's just a waste of time, isn't it?
It is.
I don't mind watching a movie if it's entertaining in any sort of which way, but like when it's just boring and sucks, it's like, oh, okay. I have so much time left on this planet.
And this is how I'm
watching
spending
fucking
it.
Exorcist II, The Heretic. Great.
Yeah, it's got like a few bits that are like, I think funny bad, but sadly not quite as many as I remembered there being.
Oh yeah, when it was funny, it was funny. But yeah.
No, it sucked. When it was funny, it sucked. When it was not even less funny, it was even worse. This is awful.
I think we all got a laugh out of I'm autistic and then her saying how so.
Oh yeah. Yeah, that was funny.
Like, what do you mean, how so?
What's wrong with you? I'm autistic.
That random scene where she just makes a mute autistic person be able to speak.
Yeah, just by speaking to her.
That was it. And there was
they never explain it again. They just
yeah, there's no.
How did you do that? I just spoke to her. No one talked to her yet.
And then the psychologist person gets angry at her. It's like, no, don't do that.
Yeah, no, that was mine. I wanted to. She was mine. I was going to cure it. It's like, goddamn, what kind of fucking facility is this? This is a weird ass facility. It looked like fucking Westworld.
Yeah, it did.
What the hell? What, there's like mirror rooms everywhere. It's like, what are you doing here? It looked like that one mission in fucking Dishonored where you go through like all those weird walls that go everywhere. It's fucking weird. Like, this is no place to practice medicine or like
that's fair.
Mental care.
Yeah, it looks like
stupid.
They're going for like this weirdly like futuristic look for it.
Yeah,
and obviously they've got that like machine where they can like look at each other's dreams or something.
The dream strobe machine.
Yeah,
that thing's weird.
Connect the fucking tones. You got put the headbands on. And you got to lower your tone, so then it's like the light beeps. I'm like, oh shit, my tone's so low. I'm in the dream world now. I'm like, all right, you match that tone with the person who's in the dream world, and then you'll meet them in the dream world. And it's like, oh, I've matched the tone. It's like, no, it's two different tones that are playing still. You don't even just play just play the same tone. What's the point?
And there's a bit where the doctor like gets stuck in there. They can't get her out, and then the Vatican guys like jumps in. He's like, I'll get her out, and he like does nothing, and he somehow manages to get her out.
Yeah, that's
how it works.
It was like Inception.
Yeah,
in that way. It was just like that movie, but even better.
So much better.
Do you think this is where Christopher Nolan got his idea for it from?
Yes. I 100% believe this is where Inception was born.
Yeah, well, we know this movie sucks, but we have to make it because one day someone's going to get inspired to make one of the best movies ever.
Yeah.
100%.
And it'll all be because of this. God. There was like the part where the guy who wore the headband. Was he a detective? I think so.
Yeah, he was like an investigator for the Vatican.
Yeah. He goes to he goes to James Earl Jones. James Earl Jones is like, how the fuck did you find me, man? And he was like, oh, I saw you in the mind of a girl who was possessed by Pazuzu. I'm like, oh, okay, that sorts that then. That explains all that.
It's the fact that he was just like, okay.
Fair enough. Oh, I'm going to spit a leopard out of my mouth.
Makes sense.
Yeah, and then he's like, you have to like walk across these nails to like prove yourself. So he does, falls down, and suddenly he's just like in a science office.
Yeah, I wouldn't do that if I was him.
No.
I would be like, no, thank you. I like my feet.
Yeah.
It's like there's spikes, man. Just like do like a parkour jump off the walls.
Yeah, but they're not real.
Yeah. No, they're not real, but he didn't know that.
No, true. He was ready to raw dog the spikes.
Just straight up, yeah.
Could have put some shoes on.
Could have.
True. Wouldn't have helped much, but
You could have said, no, thanks.
he could have just said no.
We're at a sort of safe enough speaking distance. You can just tell me what you need to tell me, actually. I don't need to go over there and kiss you. No point. They go back to that, the original house as well. But like in this one, where the original was more like sowing the seeds of like atmosphere and tension, or like juggling with, themes. Any theme. Pick any sort of theme you want from that original movie. It's chock full of them. This one has nothing. They're like, we'll go back to the house. And it's like a fucking superhero battle at the end where like the house gets torn apart. Or
yeah.
What's the point?
Yeah, what is the theme of this movie?
Reagan saves the day by waving her arm around.
Yeah, with the locusts.
Yeah, true.
That was stupid as hell. I don't know what was happening there.
No, it was goofy.
Just wave my hand around and the locusts will stop.
Yeah.
Great.
That's how it works.
And that's how Pazuzu is defeated.
Yeah.
Telling me you couldn't just defeated him like hundreds of thousands of years ago by waving
They couldn't have just done that in the first movie. Like, Karras just wiggle his hand around a bit.
No, they didn't know it. They didn't know it yet because they didn't have the technology.
Yeah, fair enough.
They didn't have the dream inception technology to understand.
Yeah.
The hand waving maneuver. It's just something way more sinister about that first movie that doesn't make it into this. It's like, you don't need a showdown. You don't need to tear the house apart. I don't know why they went back there in the first place. No point. I don't know.
Just be like, hey, look, it's that from the first movie. Remember when they did this again?
Yeah, but in
what,
service of what?
Yeah, what's it for?
I don't even know what's happening for them to actually decide to go back there.
Like nothing.
There was no...
They could have done nothing.
Yeah.
And nothing would have gone wrong ever.
Yeah, nothing would have changed. And what was the stakes
we've
for
got
it?
to figure out like the dream or whatever. We've got to figure out Pazuzu. And it's
that's it. That was literally
why?
All worked,
why do you have to do that? You don't have to do
What's
that.
What's the point?
You just go to sleep. You don't need to do any of this. It's no point.
Yeah, it makes no sense.
What happened to the guy in the first movie? It's like, it doesn't matter what happened to him. You can just do something else, actually. Oh, well.
The whole film has like this really weird vibe, I think. Kind of feels like an Italian horror movie or something. Almost like
don't you be
some sort of giallo movie.
You don't want to be roping in these Italian movies into there.
Just with everything going on, like the Ennio Morricone music as well.
Sucks.
Yeah.
Sorry, Ennio.
Yeah, no, I agree.
I think some of it's kind of cool, but most of it's just really loud and annoying.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. It is annoying. There's like a part where like they're in the house and there's like what they want to feel as tension is like the music playing, and they're like, oh fuck, we gotta do something in this house, and then it like hard cuts to like the women who have crashed outside the house and the music stops playing, and it's like, okay. So all that tension's gone that you wanted to build up, that's gone because you stopped the music and now we're doing something else that wasn't what we were doing 2 seconds ago. So just to watch these women struggle out of a crashed car, it's like no point. Why? Lame. Rate this piece of shit.
Yeah, sure.
Out of
What do you want? What do you want?
Locusts.
Sure, whatever. You do you.
Yeah, I think Mark Commode said once that the first movie's the best movie ever made and the second one's the worst movie ever made, and I don't completely disagree with that. This is like one of the worst movies I've ever seen, and it just gets worse every time I watch it. 1 locust out of 10.
Yeah, it's bad. There's no point. You didn't need to make this. 1 locust out of 10.
Yeah, 1 locust out of 10.
Solid.
Cool. So, 13 years later, The Exorcist III came out. It was a movie that was in like development hell for years, based on a novel also by William Peter Blatty, who from the first one, who directed this one as well. I think he wrote that novel because he couldn't get this movie made, and then he got funding because the novel was a huge success. I think he took over directing because everyone dropped out and said, this is clearly your passion project, you will do a better job than we can do.
I don't know.
Yeah.
Well,
I don't know.
William Friedkin and Francis Ford Coppola were both attached at one point.
Right.
They both dropped out because they were like, you clearly like know exactly what you want from this and we'll just get in your way.
Okay.
Fair. Okay.
So this movie's all about William Kinderman, who's like the lieutenant in the first movie. He's there, recast this time. He's investigating a series of murders of a serial killer who had died 15 years prior, whose MO has basically been copied, including things that they kept out of the press to making him think that there's some weird shit going on and this killer's back. So it's kind of all about him investigating that.
Yeah, it is.
Yeah. Cool. So I said to Max after we finished this marathon that part of the reason I wanted to do this marathon was because I love this movie. Yeah. And I wanted to share it with you guys.
Yeah, he was trying to tug on our heartstrings, weren't he, Max? He was like,
it was a real manipulation, actually.
It was an emotional warfare, yeah.
Yeah, it's look, I mean
No.
I don't know. I want to hear what you think about it, and I want to know like why you love it. It's just like after that second movie, I was down.
To be fair, I
completely fucked it.
Yeah, I do
kind of
think
felt
it was
that
a bad
little
idea,
bit.
and watching all three of them together.
I was kind of with Max on that one, but I actually kind of had a good time with the last one, but I feel like if I hadn't watched that second one and then gone straight into that third one, I might have had a better time. Just stick on 1 and 3. Never make me watch that second piece of shit ever again.
Yeah, maybe it's one you need to rewatch. Like
I could watch it another time. Yeah, maybe. Yeah, just. I kind of did like it. It's just, well, yeah, I was half asleep, and the second movie was so annoying. I was just like, No, I kind of liked it. I liked the premise of it, actually. I thought it was quite interesting. Felt like some sort of like shit Zodiac ripoff or something. I actually kind of enjoyed it.
Yeah, the movie is kind of like more of a procedural sort of drama, which I think is something that I quite enjoy about it. It is kind of like a murder mystery, and
it was fun where it was fun.
Sucker for that sort of stuff. And I feel like I personally think it just has such a like creepy, eerie sort of vibe throughout the whole movie. Kind of like reminds me a bit of like something like Seven, in like how that's like a murder mystery, but it kind of is a horror just in just how it feels and like the tone more than anything that's actually going on. Just everything. There's like just such a strong atmosphere, I think, which I find quite creepy. And there's like a few really good like actual like horror like set piece moments, which I think just like it builds to quite nicely.
I guess it's I don't know why it's called The Exorcist, because I don't think it has.
That was
really
a studio decision.
Yeah, because I don't think it has anything to do with that.
The original novel's called Legion, and that's what he wanted to name it, but the studio were like, nah, it has to be The Exorcist III, otherwise no one will watch it.
Yeah, but could they not have called it The Exorcist III Legion?
Yeah, they could have done.
What was the...
Yeah, I think this had like a bit of a problem with studio meddling, so they like made them go in at the last second and film like that exorcism scene at the end, because that wasn't originally in it.
It felt...
Well, you know.
Yeah.
Well, exactly. Because why the fuck would you call it The Exorcist?
Yeah.
It originally didn't have like an exorcism or anything like that in it. They just kind of forced.
Do you know what? It kind of felt like that to me, though. Like it was kind of like not part of it, if that makes sense. Well, not part of it, but it felt kind of a bit out of.
Yeah, although I do enjoy the exorcism scene, I do think it's a little bit out of place.
It does a little bit.
The rest of the movie, because it's not really going for that sort of vibe.
That makes a lot of sense now, though. Now that you've said it,
it's very much like a slow burner sort of feel, and then suddenly it ends with like, this huge, like gory, over the top, like horror set piece. It's like something from like a Nightmare on Elm Street movie or something.
Yeah, but I don't think it was creepy like at all, like ever. I don't think it was like. I don't think it built much of an atmosphere personally. Like didn't really get that from it. A lot of it felt pretty goofy. A lot of it felt like I didn't really understand what it was trying to do. Maybe it was because it was called The Exorcist III and watching it as part of a trilogy, so I'm like expecting something more in the same vein of that first movie. But it, on its own, I don't know. I guess I would have to watch it again, but as it stands, didn't really have all that much fun with it. It's just like, it felt like a lot of nonsense, really. I just didn't give a, like, what's he doing this whole time? I don't know. And he's just like getting annoyed and like sad a lot. He talks to like that guy in the jail, and like, I don't know, was he supposed to be like possessed? Because it didn't feel like he just talked like he was a guy. He was just like talking like some rando, and he didn't feel like he was insane or whatever. He was like, yeah, I killed those people. You tell those guys that if I'm the Gemini killer, how about that? And he's like, I don't want to do that, man. He's like, well, what if I told you that I did it? How about then? What about then? And he's just like talking, just the way he speaks, the way he looks, the way he's like carrying himself. Don't give a fuck about this guy. He's just sort of there. It didn't feel like much of a performance from him, really. If I was supposed to believe that he was doing it, which apparently he was at the end because he was getting exercised.
As you do.
Like, for the rest, it could have been an episode of Luther. It didn't matter. I don't care. He keeps going to see him. I don't know why they let him in there with a gun either. So like a lot of these like different things would happen. I'd be like, that's stupid. Why they do that? Why they let this guy in there with no help? Nobody to guard the asylum with him. Nobody to tell him, no, don't carry a gun in there because we don't want you shooting our patients.
Just the normal stuff.
Didn't expect he would.
Well,
After he broke his nose.
Right? Yeah. No, exactly. And he already punched the guy. And they're like, well, we'll let you in there with a gun, no problem, sure.
No problem.
But he was just talking a bunch of nonsense the whole time. And every time he talked, he had very long monologues, this guy. The madman. Every time he was speaking, I was like, oh, Christ. Can we just get on with it? Like, I don't know what he's talking about. I don't care what he's talking about. It's, I don't know what it really means for the overall story. It just like really had me in, I was really upset. I was like, God, I want to leave. Yeah. I don't want to be watching this.
Yeah, I like personally really like those scenes. I think I think they're really well written. I think Brad Dourif is doing like quite a good performance. Obviously, plays Chucky, probably most famous other role. Yeah. I really like him in this movie. I think he just seems insane.
No, does he? He seemed like a guy. He seemed like some dude to me. I don't know.
I think he's like, he has a lot of like self-importance. He thinks he's like an artist doing all these like incredible things.
I guess so. Yeah. I don't know, but like, it's like, what did he do? I don't know. I did like that scene where like they go to I don't know, it might have been like him there. He was in like the confessional booth, and then it's like, or was it like an old woman?
He's like taken over an old woman.
I like that scene because it's just like, I'm a killer. I'm gonna kill again. I'm gonna kill you, man. It's like but then they cut away from it, and then it's just like this blood leaking on the floor. I could much prefer that as an interpretation than like actually showing it.
Yeah,
it's pretty gory.
Yeah, to be fair, apart from like the last like sequence, it's kind of like that throughout. It's much more implied throughout. You just kind of see like almost like the aftermath of things. Like there's that one of the scenes I really like where it's like that really famous jump scare of like the woman walking out the like hospital bedroom, and like this like statue just follows her with like this big device to cut her head off. That's kind of like you kind of just imagine what's going to happen. You don't actually really see anything.
What, the big chrome
sack of tears.
Yeah, fucking lobster thing.
Yeah, it was all right.
Yeah, I like the lobster thing.
The lobster, yeah. I like the claw. Yeah, it was just one of those. I don't know. Don't know if I would watch it again. Definitely not anytime soon. Just didn't really hit home for me. He goes into like some sort of purgatory place where he meets that kid who was murdered.
Yeah, that dream sequence
was dumb as fuck to me. So dumb.
Yeah.
It's like he's there and he's like, you don't even care. He sees the kid who's had his head cut off, the most horrible death you could imagine. They describe in detail what happened to that kid. And this is exactly how he delivers this line. He goes, "Sorry you were murdered, Thomas. I missed you."
Yeah, that was so funny. And I don't think it should have been, but it was funny anyway.
I don't know. I kind of got the idea that like in purgatory, you don't like feel any pain or anything. You don't really have any emotion. You're just
okay.
Kind of blank.
Yeah, but that doesn't explain why that line was so funny.
Yeah, it's pretty funny.
I didn't give a fuck. It didn't give a single fuck.
It was good.
Yeah. There's like a camera shot at the beginning of the movie where it like goes down this street, and there's like a boy stood in like next to a door, and then like it just goes past the boy, and it goes like down this block. And then the boy shows up again, but he's like at the end of the block. And I'm just like, it's the same kid, obviously. And he's wearing the same clothes. I'm just like picturing this kid getting out of the shot on that first point and just sprinting around the block and then to the other end, just having to stand there. That's so funny.
That was golden, to be honest.
Gold, yeah. Why did that Jesus statue open its eyes?
Oh, that was so creepy. Why did you remind me of that?
It was creepy. I thought it was like, I wasn't scared. I wasn't like I didn't get creeped out. I was just like, why they didn't?
It doesn't explain a lot. Yeah.
Like, usually it's got his eyes closed, but why would they? How could it open its eyes? Like, did they design it with like an eye-opening feature,
Maybe.
or did the demons go? What if it had eyes and it like put? I'm like, I was just there thinking about the mechanics of it. I'm like,
group trip to the church to try this out.
Yeah. God damn it. Yeah. That happened like a couple of times and it was like, that makes no sense. That wouldn't happen.
Yeah, there's that bit where there's like a crucifix or something with Jesus on it and like he starts like bleeding blood from his eye.
Yeah.
Which is kind of cool.
That was cool. Yeah. But I was also like, he ain't got blood in him. He ain't doing it. I don't know. It's my fault, I guess.
Yeah. I feel like you kind of have to disconnect yourself from reality a little bit in a movie about possession and demons and shit like that. I mean, like the whole premise of the movie is about a serial killer who's like taking over the bodies of old people and controlling them to get them to kill people. So it's a pretty like silly, like over the top sort of concept, kind of not one you can take completely seriously.
No, goofy stuff. Probably was just expecting something different from it.
Yeah. Remember the bit where you were like, fuck you, when you first see Father Karras played again by Jason Miller. So a big part of this story is like the Gemini killer took over his body just after he died, and like I think that's why he's in like the mental hospital, because the death of like Karras like basically rotted his brain and he has to like slowly build it back up sort of thing.
Oh right. Yeah. No, that did annoy me when I saw him the first time, but I got over it after about 5 minutes.
I think that's how I felt the first time I watched it. I think they originally planned to have Jason Miller play that role entirely, but I think he was like quite ill. I think he had like years of drinking problems kind of like ruined his like speech, so he kept flubbing lines and stuff, so they ended up bringing in Brad Dourif instead to basically fill out most of his role.
Oh God. Well, that's sad.
Which is pretty sad.
God. Oh well.
But to be fair, I quite like the angle of like it cutting to like basically the Gemini killer instead of Karras.
Yeah.
It kind of showed that they're not like the same person. That Karras is like a separate being still. Mm-hmm. And it's quite interesting.
Yeah. That was fun. I like when he yelled out no at the end.
Yeah.
It was like a little melody, like a sort of three note melody. Like, no. It's like, oh, okay. Sort of Matt Berry-ish. Goofy stuff. Yeah.
I don't think I've got anything else to add about this.
Okay. What are we rating out of then? Cool.
Jesus Eyes.
Jesus Eyes.
Yeah.
Cool.
Yeah, I've always been a big fan of this movie. I think it's a bit of a overlooked classic. It's getting a lot of reappraisal like in the last few years, which I think's deserved because there's a lot of interesting stuff going on, and I think William Peter Blatty had only directed one other movie before this, and I think he just does such a great job. He was a weirdly great director considering how little experience he had in it. But also recommend the book Legion. It's like one of my favourite books. I think it's better than the book of The Exorcist. The shame the movie isn't quite as good, but still love it. I give it 9 Jesus Eyes out of 10.
Yeah, I'd have to watch it again. Didn't hit home. Got annoyed with it. Still on that massive low from the second movie. But also just really didn't connect with me like at all. And I just straight up thought I was definitely having a completely different experience to everyone else. I was like, this isn't good. This is bad, actually. And I didn't think it was well made and didn't think it made much sense and all that. Maybe that would be different on another go round, but I don't want to go back to it anytime soon. So for now, I think I'll probably give it a 3 Jesus eyes out of 10.
I feel like my experience was somewhere in the middle, where I too was like, oh God, I have to watch another one of these movies and I'm basically already asleep, but also silly, funny Jesus movie. I don't know. I probably will watch it again, but to be honest, I don't think I'll watch it anytime soon. But I don't know whether that's just because I just don't really feel the need to. So 6 Jesus as out of 10.
I think the Blu-ray comes with like a reassembled cut of like what essentially was William Peter Blatty's like original shooting script. So it's like basically what he wanted the movie to be. I have not watched it yet, but I am intrigued by it. I've heard it's apparently quite different.
Yeah. Talking about reassembled, the Blu-ray fucking reassembled the pixels on the screen.
Yeah, the Blu-ray killed itself halfway through the movie.
Shame. Real shame.
I'll talk very briefly about the other Exorcist movies.
Oh, please.
I don't really remember them.
So
there's 3 others, but I'll talk just basically from my memory briefly. So like in, I think 15 years later, they made these 2 prequels. So basically they gave a load of money to Paul Schrader, got him to make a prequel. They watched it, hated it so much that they scrapped it and made a completely different prequel. They put that movie out. It was a huge flop and they were like, oh shit, let's make our money back. And they put out the other one as well, like a year later.
It was the same one?
It was Paul Schrader's one, came out like a year later.
It's
like,
the same story?
Pretty much.
Wow.
Yeah, pretty much the same story.
Yeah.
Just like vastly different movies. The first one was Exorcist The Beginning, directed by Rennie Harlin, which is like much more like filled with like the classic like Exorcist sort of iconography and imagery. Like you got the Pazuzu statue throughout, you got a young girl gets possessed towards the end and they copy like the iconic like makeup and design and stuff. So I think there's a lot of the same music and shit. That one I just remember being really over the top, like cheesy sort of early 2000s blockbuster horror movie. Just pretty bad stuff. And Dominion prequel to The Exorcist is the Paul Schrader one, which is like a vastly different movie, much more of a slow burner.
Right.
I remember less about that one, but I remember there being a big part of it was like some statement on the Nazis and about how like war is bad and about how atrocities are bad.
That was not what I was expecting
like
to say.
Really, really weak.
Atrocities are bad?
Yeah.
Shit.
Remember, like half the movie was basically just Paul Schrader preaching about really obvious shit. Like racism's bad, war is bad, like really like flaccid sort of empty like statements on things that are like so obvious.
Yeah.
That's so weird. What's that got to do with possession movies?
Someone gets possessed in it.
No.
Oh, nice.
Stellan Skarsgård plays Father Merrin in both of those movies, interestingly. It's not great, but and the other one is the one that we watched last year, Exorcist Believer, David Gordon Green.
Yeah. Sack of shit.
Yeah.
I just saw your face just like go,
Very boring.
Truly terrible.
Oh.
Terrible movie. Just tries to like copy the vibe of the original movie without understanding what makes that original movie work.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Nothing to say on that. I've completely forgotten about it.
No, it's the same. But yeah, that was it. Then obviously you got loads of other like exorcism and exorcist related movies, but they were like the only ones actually related to the franchise.
Yeah. Stop fucking making these exorcism movies, man. They're so goddamn boring.
It's time to stop.
Cool.
The first one did it. All you need.
That's it. You
the
only
first one did it. All you need.
Yeah.
I've been saying this for years. For 50 years we've been saying this. First one did it. All you need. It's right there.
Okay.
Everything you could want from a possession movie was done perfectly in that original movie.
Yeah.
Just like perfected the entire genre to the point where there's just no point in trying to make something like this.
Although Malignant was cool.
Yeah, I was going to say, unless there's something like that.
Unless James Wan was doing it.
Yeah.
But
or if you're doing something like a bit different with it, like sort of like Hereditary kind of has like a possession sort of angle to it, and that was done really well.
That was.
Like straight up possession movies like this don't really get any other good ones.
No, Talk to Me was good. That was okay. I think that did something a little different with it. Yeah, but if you're just going like, I'm doing like a movie where someone gets possessed, it's like fucking do one, mate.
I remember the director Scott Derrickson did The Exorcism of Emily Rose, which wasn't too awful.
Oh, cool.
That movie was
high praise.
That's like it's like a courtroom sort of drama, like about a exorcist who's basically at trial for murder of this girl.
Yeah,
okay. Kind of a bit interesting.
Cool.
Got Laura Linney in it. I know you love her, Darcy.
I do.
We love Laura.
I do.
Thanks, Laura. Cool. Nice. All right. That's that. Another one for the books. We got another one to do next time in 2 weeks' time. We're bringing out another episode. 145. That's a TV show one, baby. So get your eyes soaking into something that we like to call Dark. Season 1 of Dark. That's on Netflix. German show. Watch it in German or English. I'm not your mum. Do what you want. But German's probably the better option.
Or a different language if you're feeling fruity.
Yeah, just sort of watch it in Chinese with Italian subtitles and you'll be all right. This is
it's the only direction.
That's a show I picked. It's about a small German town where some kids go missing and they got to figure out what the fuck is happening to the kids. It's all about time and time going fucking weird and people disappearing through time. It's great stuff. We'll talk about that in the next one. But in the meantime, subscribe. Woo! Yeah, Sunday Movie Marathon. Whee! Sunday Movie Marathon forever. Go subscribe. Go follow our whatever the fuck we've got going on.
They're all there. You know
last words.
Good night.
Good. Aww.
And in case I don't see you, good afternoon, good evening, and good night.